Hey guys, Joe here. And before we get into this video, I do want to apologize, or at least thank you guys for putting up with me the last couple of days. I know I didn't put up any videos. One thing that people don't acknowledge much, at least from the content creator standpoint, is burnout and depression. And I don't mean like, oh, I wish I was, dead depression. I'm just kind of melancholy the last few days, and I'd start filming something and it just wasn't good. Wasn't even watchable. I filmed like 6 different things and I watched them all back and just really was horrible. So I deleted all of them. Didn't even put any of them up. But I'm feeling a little bit better today, and I don't even know what it was. It wasn't anything specific or anything major. It just, all of a sudden, I just wasn't feeling great. So I took a few days for me, and now I'm back in it. So I'm going to show you some pickups. I'll start with the one that I had planned. On Craigslist, there was an ad for a gentleman who was doing this sale from in front of his house, and he had a few tables set up with games and stuff in it. And he said it was for the 11th and the 12th, but if you're from this area, you know that the weather was quite bad, so he canceled. And I called him out of the blue because he left his ad up, and I asked him if he'd be willing to just let me look at what he had. And he said, no problem. I'm going to be home all day tomorrow. Why don't we meet up in the morning? And I said, great, I'll bring money. And that's what I did. I also arranged with my friend to be my backer on this trip. So he paid for some of it. I paid for some of it. So let's start with what I picked up from him. And the main reason I even went was because I saw some boxed games. Now, he sold a couple of them, but there were a couple that I wound up picking up. One of which is Donkey Kong Classics on the NES. It's boxed. It's complete. But yeah, this one is really good shape, other than the manual was a little bit weirdly folded because of the way he had it in the box. The box isn't the greatest up at the top here, and I'm not going to do anything about it because once you modify it, it's no longer original. But yeah, that's a good $50, $60 game because it's complete. Another one, just because it was cheap and I was bored, was Best of the Best Karate. As if I didn't have enough of these, a Super Mario World on Super Nintendo with the manual. It's in very bad shape, but it plays. You've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Project Manhattan, where the case is cracked. Yoshi. Punch Out, not the one with Mike Tyson, just Punch Out. Some Super Nintendo games. Clay Fighters. I got this one for me. Honestly, it's Wing Commander. The Art of Fighting. I don't know why, but it's probably because it was only $1. But he gave me Tiny Toons, Buster Busts Loose. I remember somebody playing it and saying it was okay, so I thought, what the hell? Maybe I'll give it a shot. We got some 64 games. Got Blast Corps, which is a fun game. If you've never played it, you should play it. If you had played it, play it again. Why do you argue with me about this stuff? Resident Evil 2, Clay Fighter 63 and a third. It's not sculptor cut, obviously, but it's a fun game anyway, so it's one to play in the meantime. Besides, like I'm hurting for rare games. Kingdom Hearts Recoded. I got this because I wanted to play it. I heard it was really fun. This is the one where you are fighting in an arena and you get all these badass kills. Wario Land Shake It, Twilight Princess on the Wii. Zeldas are really hot right now, so that would sell pretty much no problem. And then I got a copy of New Super Mario Brothers in the red case to go with the red Wii. Might as well have a Wii collection. Sorry, Deadpool's kind of being a shenanigan-y. Decided to walk towards the back of the shelf. When it comes to the art of negotiation, one thing I don't do is I don't make the first offer. I let them tell me what they think I should pay for everything, and then I make a counter offer, which is a smart thing to do. And I did that, and I wound up saving a lot more than even I planned on, because the guy gave me fair prices on everything. And then we went down from there, because, I'm a cheapskate, and my ear itches. So the guy's helping me walk to the car with all my stuff, the games and all that stuff, and we're talking for a minute, and he's like, do you know anybody that could use consoles that don't have cables? And I was like, well, I'd take them. And he's like, well, I'll give you a really good deal because I got these systems laying around. I know they work, but I don't have cables or controllers. And I don't know why I'm talking like this, because she didn't talk like this at all. For $5, I got a NES. It's a slightly later release, NES 002. So yeah, so it's a little bit dirty, but I think it should clean up, but it does work. Brace your eyes, children. Mothers, cover your daughters' faces. I mean, what the actual hell, man? This is the grodiest Super Nintendo I've ever seen. And it is so yellowed that it's almost comical. I almost am tempted to leave it this color and just repaint the centers. But I'm not going to. I have a very, very interesting design choice in mind. And we'll talk about that later. But yeah, I tested it, as you can see from the footage. All right, the audio is coming off of the GoPro because I can't get the microphone out into my living room area. I don't know why I call it a living room area. I'm never in it. But I wanted to show you that the world's grodiest Super Nintendo lives. There she is on the floor. Because, you know, that's kind of full right now. But there is a copy of Wing Commander in there. Let's go ahead and... Yep, it actually works. Can you believe that? There, so there you go. And yeah, it works fine. I just need to get it disassembled over the next 24 hours, because then I'm picking up all the stuff I need to do a custom paint job, and you will see what that is. And it will be a lot better than the PS2 paint job I did. And I stopped at a place that I'd been to one other time, and I picked up an SP-101 for $40. Really nice people. I don't know if it was family owned or not, but it was definitely a smaller operation, although they have their own rewards and points and stuff. But still, they were very fair with their prices, and I told them I would definitely stop back again if I ever had the chance. Well, thinking about it and thinking about what I can sell stuff for, I knew there was several things they had that I needed. I needed cables and controllers for those two systems, the Super Nintendo and the Nintendo original. So I went to these guys because I remembered that they had fair prices. So I grabbed a Nintendo and a Super Nintendo controller, couple AV cables, and power supplies. I got everything for a good deal because I also was not aware that it was Wednesday, and at this place on Wednesday you get 25% off of games and accessories, and it gets even better because I picked up a couple of things. Now, the main reason I went is because they're very reasonable on 101s. Very reasonable. Extremely reasonable. In fact, I got these for $29 each. They both work perfectly. They have slightly boogered cases on them, but I don't care. For $29, these will double in returns. I'll bundle like a Dr. Mario or something stupid with these, and I'll get $60 a piece because that's what I get for these. So, loving it. Because I bought those, I got buy two, get one free on accessories. So, and games. So I got a couple of games. Super Mario 64 and Zelda, and their prices were reasonable for starting prices, but they have so many discounts and rebates and all this stuff that it works out fine. Even if you're paying MSRP for the game or retail value currently for the game, you're going to save money because they give you 25% off, or you buy two, you get one free, or whatever the case may be. So anyways, I bought two systems, so I got a couple of games and a bunch of accessories for free. But I also saw in the case a very nice Jungle Green Nintendo 64. If you recall, I had gotten one from a guy before and it worked, but it was cracked on the inside of the case. This bad boy is mint shape, and it had the correct controller. Now, I'm going even a step further with this because I have the Donkey Kong Country banana controller as well as a copy of Donkey Kong Country. So I'm going to put it all together and sell it. Maybe. I don't know. This was a really good deal, so I may keep this one because it's hardware, and I'm mostly collecting hardware at this point. I don't know what you're talking about, too noisy. So I was on my way back home then, I was actually going to show my buddy what we got. And I stopped at a pawn shop that I'd been into one other time when they were 3 minutes from closing and didn't have any time to help me. But these people really don't care about games. They just happen to have them. What they had that caught my eye was a Gears of War Xbox 360. Ignore that tag. It's not what I paid. It normally is supposed to come with a 320 gig hard drive. This one, unfortunately, has no hard drive in it, which makes me think that the previous owner probably took it out when he traded it because they didn't have the hard drive anywhere. But I got the system and a matching controller that's really dirty, and oh, it's a rechargeable pack. Awesome. I needed one. But yeah. So I got a controller and the system, and I'll just clean it up really good. And what I've decided to do is, because I paid the same for this as I did for the black one I got sitting over here, I'm going to sell the black one, but I'm going to take the 250 gig hard drive out of it and put it into the Gears of War Edition one. As a matter of fact, let's just sit there right on top. There you go. That's a nice. And I was looking through his counters. Here's a tip for you guys if you're looking to make some money. Texas Instrument calculators, graphing calculators, the TI-80 series. If you see one and it's reasonable, you have to buy it. This is one. It's a TI-89. It's not a TI-86, which actually, because of its nostalgia and I think it's got a bigger screen, more people tend to actually go for that than the TI-89, even though it's a later model. But yeah, this was the owner's daughter's or something, and she didn't need it anymore because she was done with school. So they had it in the counter for quite a long time. Over a year, actually. The sticker here. They wanted $50 originally in January of 16. They sold it to me for 25 bucks. I bought some stuff like this because it allows me to keep some stuff like this. And then I'll just get rid of that, which will allow me to keep other stuff. So as long as I'm making money and getting rid of things I don't need, I can keep the things I want to need, if that makes any sense to you. So I'll probably keep 5 or 6 things out of this pickup, which, if you ask a lot of collectors, is what happens after a while anyways, because you've already gotten a lot of the things that you planned on collecting. So then you can become more picky and pickier as it goes along. I appreciate your patience again. I do apologize. There will be new videos coming soon, other than the pickup videos, I mean. And one will be a full review of the Mustang, which I've never actually done. If you'd like to come along with me, go ahead and click on my head. I've noticed that a lot of people tend to subscribe when I don't put up videos. I don't know what that's about. But if I can get 1 million subscribers, I'm willing to stay off YouTube for a week. And if you want to see something else, go ahead and click on the cards here. Be pickups or maybe my poorly acted sequel to John Wick. And as always, I'll talk to you later.